Hello everyone, how's it going? I'm finally back in Smite, and today we're gonna do something a little bit different. Um, I'm gonna get another guide out, I promise, and I might even give you a hint on who it's gonna be next in this video. But today, I wanted to go over the best guides for new players in each role. So one thing, when I see new players coming to Smite, I was trying to figure out who's the best guy in each role. Somebody like Rom or like Circuit or someone in the jungle. That's not always going to be the best bet for them to learn how to play first. They need to play gods that are much easier to play and that are really safe in lane. Because I believe that the laning phase in Conquest is so important that they definitely need to learn. They need to first learn how to play a god that is very safe in lane and doesn't have many problems in lane. So with that, we're going to take a first look at carry. And with carry, I definitely like to go with Neith. Neith is a very basic hunter. That's also what makes her pretty good. She has a built-in way to gain health back in lane, which is very good, especially if you don't have lifesteal yet. She has her backflip, which is a pretty good escape. And she has very good lane clear. She has pretty decent damage early game. She has a global ultimate. And she's very good in lane. She doesn't have many issues in lane. There's only a couple guys that she has issue with. Mostly supports like Sylvanas are so big because they can easily line up her backflip. But other than that, she doesn't have much problem in lane. She falls off a little bit later, late game compared to other hunters because she's probably the least damaging hunter. But she's still a hunter. She's still going to do a lot of damage because hunters hurt. And I would also like to say, for the same reason, Medusa is also a very good guide for new players to learn how to play. She's also pretty safe in lane. She has pretty good poke with her lane clear. She has a semi-decent escape. And she has a buff that Neith does not have. So she's better late game than Neith. And her ultimate is useful throughout the whole game. It can set up so many kills. It's a very powerful ability. Then we're going to take a look at a hunter's best friend, Guardians. This is the guide I believe that all new players that are looking to play support should learn how to play first, or even just in general. I think Ymir is a very, very good god. I've already seen a lot of play in other roles besides support lately, but he's always a guy that's been around in the support role. He's been around since the game first came out, and he still gets played as support. He's still very good. He's very basic. He's very easy to play. He just has two things going for him. He has a very good stun, and he has a lot of damage. Now, the only downside to him is his wall. It's a little tricky to learn how to play with that first because the wall kind of makes or breaks the mirror. You're going to get your teammates killed sometimes because of the wall, and that's just kind of how it goes with the mirror. But it's okay, because that happens with everyone. Because one time you might make your teammate die because of your wall, and the next time you could save the day for your team because of your wall. So that's just kind of how it goes with the mirror. Other than that, he has very good damage. He has a very good stun. He has his ultimate is also very good for just aerial denial. And it's a big AoE, so he's pretty easy to play. And he has actually decent lane clear, unlike a lot of other supports. Then we're going to take a look at mid. I got two gods here for mid, too. The first one's going to be Kukulkan. Now, Kukulkan does not see much play in the pro scene. That's kind of because all he does is damage, and his ultimate, you kind of have to hit his ultimate to get full use out of him, and his ultimate is always not that easy to hit. But as far as laning goes, he is one of the best gods in lane. He is very safe because mid is a very dangerous place. You're going to have the enemy jungler there. You're going to have, of course, the enemy mid laner there. And even the support's going to be coming in and out every now and then. There's going to be a lot of traffic through there. It's very dangerous. Kukulkan can easily just sit back and not have much of a problem. And then we have Raw. Now Raw is also very easy to play. Same thing with Kukulkan. His ultimate can be a little hard to hit, although his ultimate's easier to hit than Kukulkan. And even if you fall behind with the Raw, I still find him useful throughout the whole game, even if he's behind, just because of how powerful his healing is for the team. And that's kind of where Raw will always be good. He's always seen play. And even though there might be other gods that are better than him, he will always be useful just because he has that healing, he has a slow, and his ultimate hurts a lot. Plus, he has pretty good clear. I'd like to also mention, I know I just said 2, I like to also kind of put Poseidon there. Poseidon's also a pretty easy god to play. He's very good in lane, and he has a lot of kill potential in lane. So he's also a very good god to learn how to play if you're new to mid also. Now we're going to take a look at jungle, and there is a very easy choice here. It's very obvious. It's Thor. And even if you've mastered jungling and you're good with all these gods, every jungler, they're good with Thor. Thor is just the go-to god. When I think of jungle, I think of Thor. Thor has a lot of damage early because of his passive, and his abilities just hurt a lot. Late game, his damage isn't as great as some of these other assassins, but I would say he's probably a lot tankier than most of the other assassins, so he can fill in nicely as a utility in a utility role. But he still puts out nice damage, and his abilities are pretty basic. He kind of has an AoE around him. His ultimate is very, very powerful because you can gank just about anywhere on the map. And he has a stun, which not a lot of other assassins also have. Now once again, just like with the Mirror's Wall, you could also screw your team over or save your team with Thor's stun because it puts up a wall also. So be mindful of that. But you might see a little bit more about Thor here in a guide, maybe in a couple days or so. Hint, hint. And then with that, we come to the final role. My personal favorite. I had 2 I was going to put here. I was going to do, I was also going to throw in Bellona. But Bellona is not the best at solo. She's very good at solo, but she has many counters. Just pretty much anywhere that could stun her. But with that, I still think Bellona's pretty good. She's very easy to learn how to play, and she's a very powerful god. So I'm going to throw that out there, but I would have to definitely go with Chalk. Chalk, when it comes to solo lane, I hate seeing Chalk. I hate seeing the enemy Chalk. It's so annoying to face Chalk in solo lane, because he just does not lose lane. He has to make a very terrible mistake to lose lane. He's very safe in lane. He has a heal. He has a big old AoE that does damage, that does a lot of damage. And it's just so annoying trying to kill him. He doesn't die in lane unless he does something just completely stupid. And he just dominates lane. He's very good in lane. Now, after you get past laning phase, Chalk can fall off. He's not as good after laning. Although I still think he's pretty decent. I definitely don't think Chalk's kind of had a bad rep here lately because most people think he's useless outside lane, and I still think he's pretty good. But also with that, Chalk can be built. There's not really a wrong way to build Chalk. You can build him tanky. You can build him bruiserish. You can build him ability based. You can build him basic attack. You can build Chalk so many different ways. He's very good in lane. You're not going to lose lane with Chalk. If you do, then you did something very, very badly. And with that, those are definitely my go-to guides for new players in each role. If I missed any guides that you definitely think are good for new players, please let me know down in the comment section. I had some other guides I was going to consider, but ultimately, this is just my opinion, and that doesn't mean that it's right just because it's my opinion, but I'd like to hear what y'all's opinion is on this. And I promise I'm going to get back to doing a guide. As I hinted to earlier, the next one is going to be on Thor, just because of how good he is. So, with that, I hope y'all have a great day, and remember to have fun.